Andrea, and welcome to Girl Talk. This episode will be a fun one because for the first time, we will be having live performances here at my TV studio by our guests whom we've invited all the way from Arendelle, the Dreamcatchers Live.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. La da di da 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 da, pam 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 pam, pam da di da 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 pam 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 pam, pam da di da da da. Your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing a dream that you wish will come true.
Thank you so much, guys, for that wonderful opening performance. We really enjoyed it and we're looking forward to more later on. But again, welcome to our studio here at my TV. Hi, Dreamcatchers. Let's introduce you one by one. We have Princess Anna, played by,
My name is Tammy. Hi.
and of course, Queen Elsa, Your Highness.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, and
Miko, aka Christoph. Hi.
thank you so much. We're very, very happy to have you guys with us here at the studio. So can you tell us about the Dreamcatchers Live?
So we provide entertainment to those who need them, who need us, especially like birthdays. We have weddings. What else? Any occasion, basically.
You have the booths,
Yeah.
a lot of different events. But what really sets us apart actually is we do any theme that of your choosing. So we have a variety of themes that we can perform, whether it's Frozen or Disney or anything that the client thinks about or dreams about. So that's what makes it as a bit different from the other
Yeah,
groups.
it's very theatrical and basically we started with kiddie parties. So you know how kids are, they're very animated with things in costumes or people in costumes. So yeah, so we're very popular among kids, children's parties, and then eventually we got market from
Weddings.
for weddings, yeah.
Corporate events.
corporate events.
Tell us about how you started. What were your actual professions before you became performers at Dreamcatchers? Like, how did you start? How did you guys get together? And then, unsa may history sa Dreamcatchers?
Okay. I'm me first, no? I'm an accountant by profession, and then for 14 years I was in a box. So there was no outlet for creativity, probably just for kanang parties. If there were parties in the office, they would hire me or they would ask me to create programs or I'd host, and then eventually I'd hire some people to entertain us. And that's where I sort of found myself again in terms of my passion, because really I was into theater and singing and all these art stuff back when I was still really young. Naputol lang because I became a mom and then I had to do some serious stuff, and there was no way no way. I thought there was no way for me to be productive and to help in the family financially by doing arts. So I was an accountant, and then basically when I learned that, thriving ba rin ang theater community in Cebu. So especially when kanang katong nag-start na ang tour namo sa Siddhartha, it was more of kanang getting my life back to what I really wanted from the very start. So,
How about you, Pam?
I used to be a nurse in my past life.
like,
Well, I decided it wasn't really for me. So after a while, I started doing, the usual BPO rounds in Cebu. I probably hopped from one BPO to another. I've been a call center agent. I've been an HR recruiter and a lot of other things. But I was always doing theater on the side, sometimes behind the scenes with the offbeats, sometimes the actual performing. And it was in Siddhartha the musical that I met these two, and we became friends. And so that's basically the story of how we met in Siddhartha the musical. But at that time, we were already like talking about it, right? Like we were sort of brainstorming about the idea about doing this, but we weren't really thinking of doing it seriously yet at that point. Yeah.
Let's go with Christoph.
So yeah, my story is actually kind of similar to Pam. I started out as a nurse in one of our local hospitals. I worked there for about 4 years, and then I ventured into the theater while being a nurse in that hospital. And then I auditioned for a certain magical company outside of the country as well, but the auditions was in Manila, and I was able to sign a contract, and I decided right then and there that I guess nursing is not the thing that I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So when I got to sign that contract, I tendered my resignation, thinking that I would be doing performance in another country in the next few months. And then things happened and that didn't push through. But then the opportunity for another performing arts group came in. They already mentioned it. It was Siddhartha, the musical, which you're part of. I'm pretty sure you're already very familiar with that one. Yeah. And so I did that as well, and that's where we really got to know each other. And I guess Dreamcatchers started because things were really at the right time, in the right place. We were with the right people. Actually, the funniest story is the first performance that we did together happened the day after we landed from Australia.
Yeah.
From our tour. So we were really jet lagged, and we still weren't really fully rested when we did our first performance. But then somehow the audience really liked it. It was for a 70-year-old woman. We did a Disney set for her, and she really was so happy with it. And she said that it felt like I was back in my childhood. And then the coordinator was also really happy, and she started recommending us to her other parties, and things started to roll. And then we decided, okay, let's formalize this. Let's make this into a real thing. Let's try to make this into a steady, regular
Business.
business.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So it did happen, and we're still here. Thank you, Lord.
Pammy mentioned you offer different kinds of themes, right? So it's not just Disney. If you're not a big Disney fan, if let's say you're a Game of Thrones fan or Shrek or whatever, so Avengers, superhero, diba? So pwede rin mo customize.
yes, definitely.
What's naman ang flow sa inyong performances usually?
Okay, so what happens is somebody would actually, for example, a client would ask us for a performance, and then we'd ask them, what's your theme, or what would be the concept of your party, or what is it? Is it a wedding? Is it a birthday? Is it a christening? And then from there, we would like to work with them closer customize our package and our show to fit their needs, so that it'll be in theme with what they really want. If it's something that so happens to be not present in our set list or roster just yet, if there's a little bit more time, or for example, there's still a month to go, then we could probably make something out of it. We could still make costumes, because most of our costumes we make from scratch. We go to a textile store
or downtown.
We go downtown.
We're so DIY.
We do it ourselves a lot.
We sew it ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So we really wanna. I think that's one of the bigger reasons why Dreamcatchers is named Dreamcatchers, because we want to catch the dream of the client and then make them into reality.
Yep. It's
Make sure that it's something that they really, really love.
Can you tell us about your most memorable gigs since you've started? Sige, Pam.
Let me see. Probably one of the first really memorable ones was Game of Thrones, because I'm a really big Game of Thrones fan. So it was like a dream come true. We did that at Marco Polo, and it was amazing. I was actually amazed that we were able to pull it off, because at that point we didn't actually have like all these kind of costumes already made for us and everything. We were just starting out, so most of our costumes were like ukay, right?
No costume was sort of pinned, not
It
together.
was literally like a leather jacket, for example, Jon Snow, a rug that we bought, and we had to pin it on Jon Snow. Like everything was. The rest of the things were from ukay, and like a bunch of accessories we already owned. We just tried to throw it together, and then amazingly, the cosplayers and the viewers, the GOT viewers who are these like hardcore GOT fans, a lot of them were really amazed and they really loved their costumes. So we were like, oh, really?
If you only know.
I got this for like 3-4
We had a lot of skills unlocked. We had a lot of skills unlocked during that event, because like I didn't know how to really do makeup for other people, and I did makeup for Benji, for Jon Snow. I did Jon Snow my own makeup, and I also cut hair. And then we really placed everything to at least look similar to the costumes in the show, and somehow we pulled it off.
Trying to style the wigs, and it was really a struggle. We're like, we've never done this in our lives.
Ikaw, Mommy, what's your most memorable gig?
Well, for me, my most memorable gig would have to be the first party ever. That was the one mentioned by Miko. The
Disney.
lady was 70 years old.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that she was 70, okay? But her name was Teresita. And we sort of thought, Disney party, she's probably 1 year old or 7 at least. Okay, that's usually the most bongga party, right? 7 or first birthday, or for some people every year man siguro. But anyway, okay, let's do it, all right? And then it was a surprise birthday party thrown by the family to their mom. So we were there. We were also surprised because so she's 70. Kana hala, ma-impressed baka ni siya because you know, sometimes ang difference ba sa age gap o yung na basin dili siya kauyon, but then she really loved it. And then she said, you know what, you don't have, she said to the audience, you don't have to go to Disneyland to be able to see these performers because we have them in Cebu, we have them in Dreamcatchers, and somehow murag nabuhayan among dugo nga okay, there's this market in Cebu, because we didn't know that there was a market to be tapped, that it's available, the demand was there already, and they just needed some entertainers, something like what we were doing. Okay, so that's really memorable to me.
Ikaw, Mix.
Yeah, for me, it would be it's always memorable for me when I play a villain. Because every time
you scare the kids?
No, not at all. Kids are not scared of me at all. It's the absolute opposite. Kids these days, they're so brave. Even when I come outside and pretend to be a villain, they would attack
Which villain?
me.
Like, for example?
For example, the first the third gig we did as Dreamcatchers, it was for a Supergirl, and I was a made up villain. Couldn't tell. I mean to say, it was a new villain. We just made it up.
Yep.
But I was dressed like a villain. I wore black. My face was so pale. I had black makeup.
You actually look like a cockroach version.
Yeah, I look like a cockroach
alien Jon Snow
of a villain. And then they just immediately knew that's the villain.
There were like 50 kids.
Yeah, there were like 50
There were
kids.
a lot.
So ikaw ang scared sa mga bata.
Yeah, I would be scared, but again, we would not go on because they would just keep pouncing on me. They would punch me. I was like, kids, stop me. Stop. No, I'm just frail. It's the time that you would be tested with your improv. You would know if you're ready because, okay, the script just changed because this kid is really not letting me go. I have to find a way to, like, make him understand that the story needs to go on and this is how it is.
Up next, we will be talking about Cebuano talent and the event industry here in Cebu and how the pandemic has affected event suppliers. Only here at Girl Talk.
But I won't. Some look for trouble while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons, and I go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear, and if I heard you, but you don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I ever loved was here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls.
I've had my adventure. I don't need something new.
I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I followed you
Into the unknown.
into the unknown, into the unknown. Whoa, are you out there? Do you know me? Can you feel me? Can you show me? Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the unknown?
Hello, you are still watching Girl Talk, and we are still here with the Dreamcatchers Live. Now let's talk about how COVID-19 has affected the event industry in Cebu. I know that you're not the only event group na, suffer atong pandemic, but personally, sa inyong group itself, what have been the consequences? From
Difficult to talk about.
I know.
It's heavy on our hearts, but it's reality, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, we understand that everybody is affected, and then that it happens, and we have to adjust. For us, what happened was, well, we had time to rest. Basically, it was time for us to reflect on the things that we could be doing, the things that we can improve, and we just readied ourselves for the time that the quarantine will allow us to perform again. Anything else?
But so far, also, some members have been exploring on other passion that they discovered or hobbies.
Yeah.
As for myself, I rediscovered my love for cooking, and so I cook a lot now, more than ever. And when the pandemic started, my outlet was to sing and sing and sing, and then moto ka nang change na sad. So there was also a time na nagplantita, and but in our event in Dreamcatchers, it was really all the what do you call this, the clients really i-withdraw sila sa ilang mga bookings.
Yeah.
But of course, these are clients that we already have affinities, relationships, and we've become closer than strangers, no? Friends na sila namo. And they've always told us that, kung wala pa lang yun ang pandemic, we would really, really hire you. So, because of that closeness, we also just kanang give back to them the payments that they made upon us. Kay it's also fair man sad. Nobody wanted this, no? But we're just hopeful that now that the events are slowly
Yeah.
coming back. We're asking them again nga kanang we're here, we're back, we're not going away. Maski kanang you have not seen us for 7 months, we're back in business and we're here promoting ourselves in fact.
What will be the changes in the performances of the Dreamcatchers live now that you're slowly returning to live events?
This, for instance.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're all wearing face shields right now. So there will be a lot of other safety precautions and measures that we'll be taking. I don't think one challenge we have, I guess, is we can't be as interactive with the
Yeah.
kids as we used to be. Because
Yes.
before, like, the kids could really come and actually join the performance. There was no, like, boundary. They could come in and hug the princesses. They could come in and, like, attack the villain or whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But now, of course, because of the pandemic, we had to take precautions like distancing, especially from the kids and well, anybody, all the guests in the party. But then there's a limit, right? There's a limit to how many people can be at an event. Obviously, like I've heard that there are no more buffets, so like eating and all these other things, we have to make sure that we take the safety measures for to prevent against COVID.
Definitely follow protocols.
Yep.
And we're probably coming up with a line of masks.
Yeah. We were thinking of,
thinking
like,
about it.
why don't we like embellish these face shields and masks and like try to design them to
Make it
coordinate
part of
with
our
the princess
costume.
outfits and all
Yeah.
our costumes. So let's make it a fun thing.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, let's talk about Cebuano talent.
Undiscovered.
A lot of raw, undiscovered gems here in
Yeah.
Cebu, right? There's just so much talent actually. I think that's one reason that we have this pool of performers in the Dreamcatchers. We know that we know so many talented
Yeah.
people with not enough avenue to express themselves, I guess. Many of them they have their day jobs, but they have this passion for performing. They have this talent as well. And actually, Cebu is full of people like that, right? We're really full of people like that. And we're a very, very small sort of community of performers here
Yeah.
in Cebu. So it's like we probably know everyone, right?
Yes.
More or less. We know
Yes.
everyone in the different
And
groups.
have probably collaborated
groups,
with,
yeah.
with one group to another.
And the Dreamcatchers Live is not the only group, not
Yes.
provide character performances. During events, we also have like playful mix. We have clowning around. The other ones that you've mentioned earlier.
Cebu Avengers, I think they do
Yeah.
superheroes as well.
And even cosplayers, no? They sometimes
cosplayers,
go to events in costumes.
Yeah, we actually help each other out,
Yep.
especially if there's a costume piece that we don't know how to make.
Yeah.
We ask
We do.
a group or a cosplayer, how do you do this? Or how do I make this part look really realistic? And they would help us out.
Yeah,
So
they actually
Cebu
help
talent,
each other.
Cebu talent is pretty friendly. We're not competitive. We're not super cutthroat competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all really one big family, I would
Yep.
say.
So there's really no need to go out to look for performers outside of Cebu. Kaya daghan gyud kay ta. Diba? Daghan gyud kay ta mga talented individuals here na wala lang gyud nato na discover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to organizing events. When people contact you, when clients contact you, usually is it always the mother's role to give the ideas or kanang murag like customize the party? Is it usually the mom who does that?
For babies, kanang first birthday, and it's usually the mom.
Yeah.
Okay, kanang you will really find that okay, the mom loves Disney. Okay, it's all Disney. Oh, ay ganana ba? And for bigger kids like mga 5, 7, they're very outspoken.
Yeah.
Kids now
'Cause they already
have
know their preference,
mind
no?
of their own.
Yeah.
So they really talk about what they want, what they like to have, like some characters. So it's amazing how they got all these. Social media has a lot of thing to do with that, no? So, every time also we need to upgrade or do something or tweak our storylines because basig mapareho from the last event. So
Yeah.
sort of it's really customized. Okay, sometimes a kid wants Elsa and then random nga Belle and then wala na ba, so dili magkapareho. So it's really fun to be talking to all these kids who are really smart and
Yeah.
kana muna.
Pero nasa by instances nga, we don't like to set stereotypes, no, that it's usually the mother who organizes these parties. But were there instances nga, ang father mo'y hands-on,
yeah.
no,
There
sa
are.
mga details sa parties,
There
yeah?
are really times like that, especially if it's for the son, and then they would like their the father has a really close bond with the son, so the father would be the one taking charge of the details of the party. For example, if it's we had a racing themed event. It was the father that really talked about what he would like to see. Yeah, so
Dinosaur.
Yeah, we did
Dinosaur.
one Avengers as well, where it was really the father I met with at all the meetings.
because
Him who
sometimes
had all the input.
sometimes even if it's a children's party, it's really for the parents.
Yeah. They say that the child's first birthday party is really the parents'
Yeah, yeah.
first birthday. How about on the topic of pursuing the arts? Like, Mommy Shine, you're a mom. Usually, diba, as parents, we want our children to pursue mga practical professions like being a doctor or a teacher or an engineer. A lot of parents would say, ayaw mo pag acting-acting or kanta-kanta diha or sayaw-sayaw because way kwarta diha. But what can you say about this issue?
Well, personally, I don't know about these two here. What's really inside you will mo yun dapat mo prevail. No? Because eventually when you're older, you will look for that again.
Yeah.
So,
Like
sayang
you.
Yeah, like me. Most definitely. Because, my mom, looking back my mom was a frustrated nga kanang banker. She was not able to work at a bank because of the persistence of her older sibling, katong ilang eldest nga, he was in the government service. So, pasud siya sa government service. So, ganahan kay siya kanang maglantaw o kanang mga teller nga naa sa bank, and our house was right across a bank in kay taga Bohol man ko. So she would tell me, oh, you're gonna work there in kuan kanang nga bank, and then you'll come back here, ano ba? So okay, sige na lang kay kuan man, for the love of the parents, no, ana. So I took up accountancy back in college, but deep inside kanang ang akong major ay choristers. I was in the USC choristers, and then kung kanang hala, uy, ako ni tiwason or not, sayang man food, and then basin maluoy ka ba sa parents mo. So I finished my entire 4 years, pero the love was more gyapon on the arts. And then I got married early, and then moto nawa gyud ang arts. But then deep inside, there's really something dili nimo ma-kuan gani ma-fulfill. So dili ka satisfied sa whatever effort you're doing. So when the opportunity came back in 2015 for Siddhartha the Musical, I really grabbed it because of course then I knew nga ay really exist nga theater community sa Cebu, which I didn't know for the last pila ka years. I've lived in Cebu since 1998. No, so I could kibaw nga na dili nga ni. So when that happened, I told myself, okay, this is it. I'm gonna drop everything behind. I spoke to my husband, and then, surprisingly, yan na siya nga, I like the different you. I like what I see. Kay, happy lang ko.
Yeah.
Kanang, di na ako magbuguot. Kanang, you know how it is nga, kanang, you love what you're doing. And then he can really see that, kanang, I'm excited all the time.
Yeah.
Kanang, it's not like kanang oy opisina na po.
You don't have to drag yourself to work every day.
And then kanang even my treatment to my kids was different now. Kaya kanang
You're not a grumpy mom anymore.
by the way, I have 4 kids. So muna kanang lahi gyud, it brought color back to my life. So I would say nga, if you have that passion, you pursue it because art is kanang more siya kanang very, kung saan may tawag ni, kanang dili kaayo siya distinguished ba tawag na kanang
Ayun, na field, yeah.
O wala siya gi-acknowledge nga field.
Here.
Nga how it's supposed to be really important.
Yeah.
Kay kanang it's part of kanang healing, ano ba kanang it's supposed to be part of life. No? So kanang if elsewhere kung naka sa gawas, it's really big there. So okay, if dili siya kanang financially kanang baka katangin mo og financial sustenance, maybe you can work outside.
Yeah.
No, I would tell my kids to do that. But of course, my husband is very academic. He's a teacher, and then yung family is kanang good kanang you have to have a degree in nana. So I told my kids kanang okay, whatever you have now nga kanang any love for the arts, keep it. It will make your life colorful. It will bring more fire to what you're doing. So padayon lang.
Okay.
Eventually, naara gyud na opportunity.
That's true. Okay, up next we will be hearing from the nurses, Nico and Pammy, and we will also be asking tips on how to perform on stage, of course, from the artists themselves, the Dreamcatchers Live, when we return here at Girl Talk.
Hi, we're the Dreamcatchers, and you're watching My TV. Here at Dreamcatchers Live, we don't only do Disney music, but we also do Broadway! And so, here's a little teaser of what Broadway is. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room. But somehow you know even then, that somehow you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, you may hear her laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. Night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will ring in your dreams.
I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you whisper when you're close to me. How you looked in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In this dream I love you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you. If I loved you time and again, I would try to say all I want you to know. Longing to tell you, but afraid and shy, I let my golden chances pass me. I walk on through the rain, walk on through the rain, though your dreams and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. A dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live, you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, and follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Your dream.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. Again, guys, thank you for that third performance. We absolutely loved it. Earlier, Mommy Shine has shared her part on the issue about pursuing the field of arts. Now let's hear from the two nurses.
I always, I guess, try to follow my heart as well, because even when I was in my nursing profession, even when I was a student, it seemed like I was also like her, doing minor in nursing, major in extracurricular activities. No kidding, because it's like I'm the kind of person who really needs to do something creative at the same time. So I was doing choir as well, and I was doing anything that comes up, like poster making. I would write, I would draw, I would do anything possible that's creative at that time. And I guess throughout my life I've always been doing that. But if I had kids, I guess, or like if kids ask for my advice, I would still think that go and pursue what your heart really tells you to, like what really is your passion. Because if you're stuck in a profession that isn't really your passion, there's only so far that you can go. It's like you'd probably be successful, you'll probably like have a stable job, a stable 9-to-5 job or whatever, but I think that will always be there, that suppressed side of you that would be telling you to, that you would
Let
be...
it go.
Yeah, exactly. Like Elsa would say, let it go. Exactly. And I also believe that if you are doing something that you truly love to do, then you're going to excel at it. You're going to break these boundaries. It might not be a very distinguished art or profession yet, but then it's never going to be a distinguished profession if you don't work towards it. So I think that we're trying to break those barriers. We're trying to educate people in that. We're trying to show this new generation of children, of talents, that how art can also be beautiful and something that is worth pursuing, even if it might be a more difficult road when in getting there.
Miko, what's your story?
Yeah, so it's basically what Pam said. All throughout my life, even when I was in the hospital, even if I were when I was doing a BPO job, I still found ways to express myself with the arts. And I always thought that even if I earn a little, but if it makes me happy, then it's something worth doing. So I would still rather do it, because what would be the point if you're not going to be happy with what you're doing?
And I think in terms of developing a child's love for the performing arts, it's already easier these days compared to when we were kids, because we have so many workshops now. Now, we did get to enjoy before, diba? So, na natin mga acting workshops, modeling, personality development, and even during this pandemic, pwede gid sila mo go online for these classes. So, murag mas swerte ang mga parents. Yeah. How about the tips that you can share? I'm sure that there are a lot of parents watching us right now who would also love to develop the kids' talents in the arts. So, unsa lang ang imong ma-share nga tips to our viewers in terms of overcoming your stage fright? Do you still get scared before
course.
performing? Makulbaan gyapon mo. And that's normal, no? I've heard that it's more murag mas hadlok siya if dili ka kulbaan because you feel overly confident
Yeah.
na murag
Something's
may
gonna
nakiko.
screw up. Something is gonna go wrong if you don't feel scared.
So it's normal, right? Yun.
Yeah, it's
But
normal.
how do you overcome that fear?
Really, one thing would be to prepare. If you're prepared, then there's less things to worry about. Because it's for sure there's something that's gonna go wrong. But if you're prepared, at least you'd know what to do if something goes wrong. So that's one thing. Another thing would be to always try. I mean, to always put yourself out there. Nothing's gonna happen if you're not gonna try. So, like, if you don't want to perform, if you want to perform, then you have to find venues or opportunities for you to perform, so that you actually get used to people looking at you while performing. A lot of the times we make mistakes just because we get nervous of people looking at us while we're performing. So if you desensitize yourself from that fear, then you'll eventually get over it. But of course, like for me, before I get on the stage or before I get in front of people, I get nervous. Like, oh no, what if I forget something? But
Yeah.
come on, you've already prepared. So the moment you step on and you just remember that the goal here is to make people happy, and then you set your objectives right, then everything will go away. Your nerves will just go away, and you just have that natural connection with the people, and then you just do everything so naturally.
What Nico is telling is actually very true. If you know the goal, what you're supposed to do out there is just to give out your best. So kanang once it goes into me, internalize lang ko nga, okay, mo ni ang goal, magtangon ang lahat, ang tanan. So eventually mukha na gawas ra gid ang everything. I think it also helps that you should be into improv, because kato na ay mga kanang mukalit lag tungtong sa stage nga mga kids nga mo disrupt sa inyong play or sa inyong whatever you're doing right there and then.
Our wig flew off.
Yeah, sa atong flow, atong program flow, or perhaps mukalit lag brown out or even ano ba. It's really how you develop theater nga instincts kana improv, and
The show must go on.
Yeah, the only way to improve that or to practice that is to be on the stage all the time.
Well, for me, it's reminding myself to trust myself. Trust yourself. Trust the reason you have for doing this, and the reason you love what you're doing. You have to trust the story, trust the character that you're portraying, trust your instincts when you're on stage, and trust your co-actors to be able to get in that story with you and tell the story together.
Can you share to our viewers basic vocalizing techniques or mga mga voice workshop nga mga tips nga pwede natong ma-share sa atong viewers? Who wants to start?
Ako, I wanna
Kanang
start
at home
first.
lang. Sige, mami.
You just sing every day. Sing every day, and then before singing, vocalize.
At sa amin pag-vocalize, mami, best sample.
Nico is very good at this. Actually, kiboka, it's kanang nara na sa YouTube.
Oh, we want a sample from you guys. Ang saon man. Para masunod lang nila. Just 1 minute nga pag-vocalize. Ang saon.
Ikuha mo imong lips together. Ana. Oh,
Yeah.
that's also one. And then
Massage
kanang
your
breathing
face.
exercise. 7 seconds inhale,
Inhale.
and then hold, and then exhale. Hold mga 7 seconds man siguro gihapon, and then exhale everything out. It's to prepare your lungs to put more air. Okay, when you sing, you need lots of air. Like ang maximum capacity dapat, especially kanang mga heavy kay nga songs,
Yeah.
because if you don't have air, kanang kung puro chest niya dili siya kanang
From the
supported,
diaphragm, yeah.
supported, basically it will ruin your voice eventually.
Tami, you mentioned about the importance of massaging your face.
Yes.
Because
Dapat
ito, unsa man to loosen the muscles,
Yes,
the
exactly,
jaw.
to loosen the muscles, the jaw, even the tongue. The tongue is actually very important as well. And then you start from the forehead and you work your way down. You really massage your whole face. We do that in the choir as well. Like Sunshine was saying, that I was also part of. I am also part of a choir. So that's one thing that we always do in a choir. We also drink a lot of water, hydrate a lot.
Hydrate a lot.
Yes, that's very important. lip trills, like she mentioned earlier as well.
Basically, all the things that the drills and the massages that we do is for our body to relax. Yeah, you have to remember that if it's tense, if your body is tense, everything will be constricted. So nothing will flow out smooth. Your air, your voice, the sound won't come out naturally, and it would sound really tight. So if you do all the drills and the massages and the exercises, then the important thing is you be relaxed and everything will flow out naturally and smoothly.
All right, thank you so much, Dreamcatchers. Can you invite our viewers on where to check you guys out on Facebook? How would they do that?
You can find us at Dreamcatchers Live and Facebook.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. We really enjoyed your company and your performances. Daghan kayong salamat, and hopefully more gigs will come in the coming months. This wraps our 4th episode, and if you guys have topics that you have in mind which you would want us to discuss here at the studio, don't forget to message us on our Facebook page. That's My TV Cebu. This has been Andrea for Girl Talk.